What up, y'all? Justin Gang, Seeds is Angie. Harvesting microgreens by knife. It's windy. Do this YouTuber thing, man. Gotta be dealing with things. My bad. That's what I get for complaining. Harvesting microgreens by knife. So I see a lot of people using scissors, which is cool. I use scissors for a long time. In fact, at the market, we still do use scissors. The problem that I found with scissors was that oftentimes we would injure ourselves a little bit more frequently with scissors, as well as I felt like I couldn't go as fast with scissors. My son, on the other hand, he loves scissors. So he prefers to go with scissors. I like to use scissors where they're applicable. So at the market, I don't mind using scissors. You know, for certain microgreens like cilantro, I actually will use a pair of sharp scissors. Yeah, but everything else I pretty much preferred using a knife if I'm not at the market. Even at the market, I'm thinking about turning over to knives. But anyway, this is how I harvest microgreens with a knife. These things are bushy. The first thing I like to do, honestly, is I kind of keep the tray square with my body. This way, I can keep cutting without having to move the tray around. Another thing too is I normally will let the tray stack up so that they're at waist height. You know, I see a lot of people way down low. I actually have to keep these tables a little lower than I prefer to keep them, just because I seem to be taller than a lot of people that want to be farmers. I normally would make some sort of a stack. Like this is probably too high. Something like that is probably perfect for me. I think that this is perfect height. Anyway, I'm gonna finish these peas. So another thing too, I always kind of like keeping what it is I'm gonna be harvesting around me. That's one beautiful thing about having these rollers, these racks on rollers. As you can see, we also keep the receptacle on this side because I am right-handed, so I'm actually harvesting to my left. Two, it's just a couple more steps down going directly into the cooler. So pretty simple. As you can see, I kind of go back and forth until my hand's full. And then I kind of go around. The reason I pull up dirt like that is because I'm actually pulling before I'm chopping. That reminds me, always keep your knife sharp. If you don't keep your knife sharp, what ends up happening is at the bottom of the green, it starts to turn brown and kind of unappealing. So you want to keep your knife sharp. I like keeping one of these around. I don't have a honer yet, but having a honer is probably not a bad idea either. Basically, as you sharpen, what ends up happening is as you cut, your blade kind of wobbles, and with the honer, you're kind of now just kind of taking those wobbles out of the blade. You know what I'm saying? Now, as you can see, I can keep everything right in front of me, then trying to move, you know, around the whole entire tray that I see a lot of people do. And I feel like that's part of the hang-up and why it takes people a long time to actually harvest. And when you set everything up just at the beginning like this, dude, you move really fast through them. It doesn't really matter the variety. Maybe I'll show you radish. Found one of these beat up radish. So even with lower growing microgreens such as radish, it's the same thing, you know? What up, y'all? So the other day when I was recording, I finished a whole entire video saying, peace, y'all. Walk to turn off the camera, and it was already off. It had already cut for me. So I didn't get to show you guys how easy it is to harvest a radish by knife as well. Fortunately, my platform's down because this is my first harvest. So hopefully you guys can see it. Let me see. So here we are. So when they're lower growing, like the radish, lower growing in the sense that they don't get as tall as a pea or a sunflower. The radish do actually get kind of high. The broccoli will get somewhat high as well, but they're not as high and as thick, and it's easy to grab, right? So I'm not sawing, I'm slicing through it. And I'm trying to grab. Kind of doing messy right now. as much as my hands can grab. Now, a lot of people think that you're gonna hit dirt in this. You don't necessarily have to. Like I said, most of the time when I get dirt, it's because I've pulled up on the microgreen before I've cut it. That's the only reason why. Or I went too low. But for the most part, after you make that first cut, you already have kind of like a mat here. So you don't go low, you know? You don't have to. Voila. It's more of a slicing action than a sawing action. That's why you want to make sure that you have a very sharp knife and that you can trust the knife to actually push through the microgreen. You'll feel it cut. Don't saw, slice. Another reason you might be getting dirt when you're cutting with the knife is because your knife isn't sharp enough. If you're using a dull knife, that'll definitely make that happen. I also use different parts of the knife too, you know? As I'm going through the body of the tray, I'm using more of the middle part. When I have to carve stuff out, I use the tip. That's why this is a chef's knife. That's why these are so dope in the kitchen, you know? There's a lot of different uses that this one knife can bring, you know? See, like right there, I pulled up. One thing you do, however, need to be aware of is as you cut, you'll start to go in a diagonal sometime. So you want to really make sure that you're staying flush or flat. Using the rim of the tray works as well to help keep you level. Anyway, I hope this video helps. I know there's a lot of people that are kind of on the fence about using a knife when it comes to harvesting your microgreens. And I understand, for the longest time, dude, I didn't want to use a knife either. I thought they're gonna be more dangerous. But honestly, they're way more efficient for me. But like my son, he's better with scissors, so that's what he uses. Although he hasn't really given knives a full chance on them. But anyway. But yeah, just in case if you're on the fence. I know of people too that'll use like machetes. This is a dirty one. I haven't used it for years, but it was pretty cool. You know, you can actually slice a whole thing, you know. Just keeping it sharpened for me was kind of a pain in the butt because I didn't have any real means of sharpening anything. I might play with that. Give it a shot. Take a little bit of practice. Take a little bit of time. See if you can get it right. It didn't take me that long because this is also the way that I harvest the field as well. The field and whale. I don't know where that came from. It's also how I harvest the plot. So yeah, I'm kind of used to using the knife. We talked about a couple other ways to harvest our microgreens, but I thought that, you know, as you start scaling up, you kind of want to be able to get through your day faster, and this is part of getting through your day a little bit faster and a little bit more efficiently. Whatever little things work, you know, if you can shave off a couple seconds to a minute on a task in which you're constantly doing over and over and over again, like harvesting, then I feel you're ultimately gonna just make the day faster, right? So anyway, guys, I hope you guys find this video useful. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to keep up with what it is that I'm doing, you can always follow me on Instagram, Justin Gay. Peace out.